Hi guys, and welcome back to another weekly recap. We've had a week off because it's been half term, but we're back at it again. So in this weekly recap, we're going to have converting between fractions, decimals, and percentages, then how to order fractions, decimal percentages, and then a little bit of arithmetic with these decimals. Again, we've got to ask ourselves what our target is and how we're going to get there. Let's begin. So first we're going to look at a half, and we're going to turn that into a fraction, a decimal, and a percentage. So a half, most of us should know this one. It's 0.5 as a decimal and 50% as a percentage. Okay, if I'm going to work this out without knowing if this is a fraction I didn't know, what I would do is I'd use the bus stop method. I'd put 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside. So 1 divided by 2, we can't do. So we put a 0 there, and we make this into 10. 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. So that's where our 0.5 comes from, to make it into a decimal. And to make any decimal into a percentage, you multiply it by 100. Let's look at another one. So a quarter. Again, if we didn't know, we can use our bus stop. So the bottom number goes on the outside, the top number goes on the inside. 1 divided by 4 we can't do. So 4's into 10, you've got 4, 8. So you've got 2, and you've got 2 left over. So 4, 8, and then 9, 10. There are your 2 left over. Okay, 4's into 2 can't go. So again, we make that into 20. 4's into 20. You've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So that's 5. No remaining, nothing left over, so that's our final answer. So as a decimal, it's 0.25. And to make that into percentage, we multiply by 100 again. So we should be able to spot that that's going to be 25%. Okay, next one. So a third. So a half, a quarter, and a third. These ones we kind of need to know by heart. But we'll work this one out again. This one's a little bit more difficult, but a bit different. So we've got 3 on the outside, 1 on the inside. 3's into 1 can't go. 3's into 10. 3, 6, 9. You've got 3, remainder 1. 3's into 1 can't go, so make that into 10. 3's into 10 goes 3, remainder 1. Can we see a pattern forming here? 3's into 1 can't go. 3's into 10 goes 3, remainder 1. Okay, and that will continue going on forever. So how we write this is 0.3, and we put a little dot above. That means recurring. That means the 3's just keep going and going and going and going and going. So a third is 0.3 recurring, and as a percentage, the easiest way to write that is 33.3%, and we'll leave it there. One-fifth. Again, we'll take our bus stop. 5 on the outside, 1 on the inside. 1 divided by 5 we can't do, so put a 0. 5's into 10, put a 0 down here, so 5 into 10 now goes twice, 5, 10. Okay, so as a decimal, 0.2. This is where some people make a mistake, so be careful. 0.2 isn't 2%, it's 20%. Okay, so 0.2 is 20%. Okay, so for any fraction, to make it into a decimal, just divide the top number by the bottom number, or you can use the fraction button on your calculator, put that into your calculator, put the fraction in, and then press equals, and it'll make it into a decimal for you. Okay, last one, 4/10. Okay, again, 10 on the outside, 4 on the inside. So 10 into 4 can't go. 10's into 40 goes 4 times, no remainder. So 0.4. Okay, and just to check what this is going to be, again, it's not 4%, it's 40%. You multiply by 100 means you move the decimal place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Decimal place moves there, and any gaps you fill with zeros. So that's 40%. We multiplied by 100. 73%. To make any percentage into a fraction, the easiest thing to do is you write 73 again, and you just put it over 100. So to make any fraction from a percentage, you just put whatever the percentage is over 100, and then simplify down if you can. Okay, to make this into a decimal, we just put 0 point in front. So it's 73, so a decimal would be 0.73. Okay, so that's now we can convert, we can now order. So in order to order, we make them all into the same fraction, decimal, or percentage. I like to do them all as decimals. So we know that a half, we did that earlier, that's 0.5. 0.4 can stay the same. 30%, hopefully you can remember, is 0.30. And 45, 0.45. Okay, to make things easier, I'm just going to put an equal amount of zeros on everything. So that's 0.50, 0.40, 0.30, and 0.45. So to put these in order then, the smallest here is going to be this one. That's your smallest. Then 0.40, that's your next smallest. 0.45 is your next smallest. And 0.5 is your largest. When we're putting them in order, we have to make sure we write them back as the original numbers, though, in order to get full marks. So the smallest is 0.30, but we're just going to write that back as it was originally, 30%. Next one was 0.4, and that can stay as 0.4. That's how it was in the beginning. The next one is 0.45. Again, that's going to stay the same. And your largest was 0.5, but remember, that started life as a half. So we turn it back to a half. That's how we get full marks on this question. So let's take a look at another one. So we're going to make these all into decimals again. So 15%, very quickly we can do to 0.15. 0.9 stays the same. So we've got to make these two into decimals. So we'll start over here. We've got 5 on the outside, 3 on the inside. 5 can't go into 3. 5's into 30 goes 6. So this one here is 0.6. And 1/10 again. So 10 on the outside, 1 on the inside. 10 into 1 can't go. 0 point. 10 into 10 goes once. So now this is 0.1. Okay, again, we said to compare, we're just going to give them all the same amount of digits. So I'm going to put 0 on here, a 0 on here, and a 0 on here. And now let's compare. The smallest we have is 0.1 or 0.10. That's your smallest, so that's number 1. The next one is 0.15. So that's number 2. 0.60 is number 3. And 0.90 is your largest. So let's write these out in order. Your smallest is, remember, you turn them back to the original number, so that's 1/10. Then your next smallest is 15%. Your next smallest is 60, so it's 3/5. And your largest is 0.9. Okay, so moving on to some decimals, we're just going to do a bit of adding first of all. This is maybe in a question where you have to add some money together. So we've got 2.31 and 56.93. Okay, so remember we've got tens, units, tenths, and hundredths. So we start at this end. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 9 is 12. So you put the 2, carry the 1. Decimal point stays as it is in the middle there. 2 plus 6 is 8. Add the 1 is 9. And 0 plus 5 is 5. So we've got £59 or 59.24. So it might be £59.24 in the question. Okay, a subtraction. Same idea. We'll use the column method. So write them above each other. Big number on the top. Make sure the point stays in the same place. So we've got tens, units, tenths, hundredths. So 6 in the units. 3 here and 8 here. Okay. 4 take away 8, we're taking away here. 4 take away 8 we can't do, so we've got to borrow 1. This becomes 6. This becomes 14. 14 take away 8 is 6. 6 take away 3 is 3. 8 take away 6 is 2. And 2 take away nothing is 2. So we're left with 22.36. Okay, multiplying out. So when you're multiplying two decimals, it can be quite tricky. The first thing we need to do, what I would do, is ignore the points. And I would just use our normal grid method to work out this sum. So I'm going to ignore the points, and I'm going to treat that as 25. And I'm going to treat that one as 61. So here I'm going to put 20 and 5. And here I'm going to put 60 and 1. So 20 times 60, well, 2 times 6 is 12. Add the 2 zeros. Here we have 5 times 6, which is 30. Bring the 0 down. 20 times 1 is 20. And 5 times 1 is 5. So if I add all these together, over here, I'll do it. So 1,200, 300, 20, 5. So we've got 5, 2, 5, 1. So 1,525. That's the answer we've got from that multiplication. But what we have to go back now and say, well, 2.5, that's about, that's close to 2 or close to 3. So let's say it's close to 3. 6.1 is, around the number 6. So if we think 3 times 6, if we estimate it, that's going to be about 18. So we need to make sure this answer is around 18 as well. Well, at the moment, we've got 1,525. So we need to put a decimal point in here somewhere. So about 18, well, if I put it there, that's still going to be 152. If I put it there, we've got 15.2. If I put it there, I've got 1.5. We need to be around 18. So your point, using a bit of common sense, is going to go there. 15.25. That seems like a sensible answer to 2.5 times 6.1. Okay, let's try another one. So we've got 2.6 times 2.7. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply them out as tens and units. And then I'm going to decide whether my answer is sensible. So I've got 26 here, 20 and 7 here. 2 times 2 is 4. With 2 zeros, 400. 2 times 6 is 12. Bring the 0 over from the 20. 2 times 7 is 14. Bring the 0 down. And 6 times 7 is 42. So we're going to add those together. So we've got 400 plus 120 plus 140 plus 42. So we've got 2. 2 and 4 is 6 is 10. So put the 0, carry the 1. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 702 as our answer for that. Again, this is about 3. And this is about 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I need a sensible answer. An answer from this 702. I need to put my point somewhere that's going to give me a sensible answer. So 702, well, it's not going to be that. That's miles away. 70.2, if you put it there, that's still quite far away. Or 7.2. That's really close to 9. That's the closest we're going to get. So our final answer, we've put our point in the right place to give us 7.02. Okay, so a bit of common sense there. Okay, dividing by a number that leads us to the decimal. So again, this doesn't start as a decimal, but it's going to lead us to the decimal answer. So again, back to our bus stop. We've got 5 on the outside, and 5, 7, 8 inside. So 5 divided by 5 is 1, no remainder. 7 divided by 5 is going to be 1, but the remainder of 2. 5s into 2 can't go, so 5s into 28, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So you've got 5, and from 25 to 28, it's remainder of 3. Okay, but we've run out of numbers here. So when we run out of big numbers, we put our point. Okay, 5s into 3 can't go. 5s into 30, now we put an extra 0 on. 5s into 30 is 6. So our answer here is 115.6. Okay, 995 divided by 4. Okay, again, 4 on the outside, 995 on the inside. 9 divided by 4, so 4's into 9 goes 2, remainder 1. 4's into 1 can't go. 4's into 19, 4, 8, 12, 16. So you've got 4, and you've got a remainder of, from 16 to 19 is 3. 4's into 3 can't go. 4's into 35. You've got 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. So you've got 8, remainder 3. 4's into 3 can't go. 4's into 30. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So you've got 7, remainder 2. 4's into 2 can't go, so 4's into 20. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 995 divided by 4 leaves us with 248.75. So again, this is when we're dividing money. So it's going to give us a decimal answer. It's usually used when we're dividing money. Okay, so that's everything from last week. The work on converting fractions and some work on decimals. Again, you've worked really well. You keep working hard. We've got some exams coming up. Keep working hard on those, and hopefully we're making some progress this year. Again, the most important thing is attendance and mentality. We've got to keep that positive mentality that you can pass and you are going to do well. But in order to keep that mentality, you need to keep working hard. You need to focus on your goal, which is to pass this exam at the end of the year. And you're going to get there by working hard, attending every lesson and working as hard as you can. So I'll catch you next week.